Hi everybody. We are back on the mic and I'm getting an echo, so I need to pause. Hang on. Okay, here we are. Hello everyone. We are back playing Minecraft. It took me like a good 10 minutes to do like some AV nerd stuff that I'm sure you guys have picked up on. I don't fully understand what I'm doing. I downloaded like the programs that I was suggested to download by the internet to record this kind of stuff. And I've been figuring them out as I go, but I'm certainly like no expert at it. And I will also make a confession to you. I did record something yesterday. Today's Saturday. Yesterday, I was on for like an hour and a half or 2 hours or so. And we actually did a lot in those 2 hours, but nothing exciting. And then I figured out that my mic was like not recording for half of it, and I just deleted it. So I'll show you what we did do. What we did do was, I replaced my armor. I broke a lot of my armor. I feel like I need to meld this with something. Like perhaps, what's on here? Yeah, let's just like add these together. I think that's fine. We tried to go on a treasure hunt with these treasure maps, and we had one successful hunt. I will show you the spoils. These two are kind of like underwater, I guess. And I couldn't get to it. And I know that I have underwater potions or whatever upstairs, and I don't know, it just didn't happen for us yesterday. I also did though, successfully kill one of these guys. I got an ominous banner. Like we came across I guess it's called a pillager outpost, but it was in the sea, which I thought was cool. So I kind of sailed up to it and just like jumped in. There was like 3 guys in there. I absolutely dominated them. I'm just saying. If I wish I had kept any any record of it, that's the thing I wish I would have not deleted, but I would have had to go through all the footage and I just don't feel like it. Especially because, by the way, I'm editing as we speak. A 4-hour something. I don't even remember what I did for 4 hours in this game, but I am editing it. I'm about an hour in, and I certainly didn't want to give myself any more like tedious editing jobs. So anyway, I have an ominous banner. I obtained 2 crossbows. Stoked on that. I got some other stuff. Let's go up here, because I think we need to restock on a couple things before we do what I plan to do today. We did some mining. Oh, I found a, what's it called? Mine shaft beneath one of the villages that we found in the southern continent. And it was a pretty chill mine shaft. There was like 3 or 4 spider spawners. I know you don't believe me, but I took care of it. I didn't even die once. My armor did break. My helmet and my chest plate broke, and the other 2, I mean, you can see the state of my leggings, and the boots were just about the same. So I managed to save the boots by merging them with some other found gold armor. We're obviously going to have to upgrade very, very soon to diamond. How many diamonds do I have? Let's see. 12. I feel like that's not enough. Oh, I got this spooky potion, ominous bottle, bad omen 4 for 100 minutes. I do not want to know what that does. I don't want to know. I'm not prepared mentally for this. We are just going to leave it in our drawer and forget about it. Maybe I'll die and my grandchildren will find it someday. I got a goat horn. Seems cool. I'm excited about that. It makes a noise. That's fun for me. I got another one of these hearts of the sea. Got some mine tracks for some unknown project that we may do at some point. And I'm like, this is stupid, guys. it might have been yesterday when I said I got an achievement for it was like chest full of cobblestone, like cool. And this is all from digging out the trail ruin, which was so boring. And I think that's the end of this 4-hour episode. And my God, I will cut it out for you because it was dull. It was dull. I just fell down the stairs. It's fine. What I really wanted was dripstone. And I did get plenty of dripstone out of that mine shaft because I have a plan. I have a project in mind. I expanded upon my thoughts on it yesterday, but like I said, this video, like it was junk. It was junk. I was tired. I was barely talking. And then it turns out my microphone wasn't on anyway. So not even worth trying to salvage, I don't think. But we do have this for the project I have in mind, which is a clay farm, because I have visions and dreams and aspirations, and I don't know if I'm worthy of them. But I do know that I don't care. We're going to try anyway. I'll show you guys when I go back outside what I got out of that trail ruin. It's really not fun. It's not exciting, really. What else do we want, though? What we're going to do today, we're going to go on one more adventure. One more exploration of the lands surrounding our little island here before we settle down somewhere like responsible adults and make a real house, a real home where we can have horses and more than these chests because they are full. I will always love you, Island Hut, but I need a house. I need a house. Before we do that, let's check on what we're gonna need, and I think we're gonna need. I have a diamond pickaxe downstairs, but I'm only at level 16. As we all know, I've now become an expert on the magic system in this game since I made my enchanting table 1 episode ago, whatever it was. So I've got 2 swords. I think that's fine. I think that's plenty. I don't really foresee the need for axes. 2 shovels is tons. I've got more torches than anyone has ever needed to have. So let's make like 3 more iron pickaxes and we'll see what kind of magics we can do with them. Got some emeralds. Oh, I found this stuff. Prismarine crystals. They sound cool. What's it for? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm glad to have them. I'm happy they're here. I found that in the treasure chest. That was a pretty dope treasure chest. We got like a lot of iron and gold. And these prismarines. And some salmon. In case you wanted a snack. I'm also going to bring stuff to make a compass. Actually, I'm just going to make the compass. I think that's smart. Okay. So let's craft some stuff before we have an adventure. What did I say? I want 2 more iron pickaxes? Let's do 2. I think that's tons, right? That's plenty. Let's do 3. Well, we're never going to be sad we had an extra pickaxe. Never ever. And I've got a compass. So we can put this stuff back. This goes in my boat. I don't need these sticks. These are getting smushed together. Let's take a nap while we can. I got chased all the way home by phantoms yesterday. It was annoying, let me tell you. I feel like I'm going to want more mossy cobble in the not so distant future. So let's just take all this stuff. Don't mind if I do. Did it all get stuck up there? Oh, come on, man. Or is it in my inventory? Oh, 4. Is there anything else? All right. Could have just left it up there, which is where it belongs. We're not off to a good start. It goes in here. Did I forget to show you anything else in here? I don't think so. All right. Let's do some magic. Oh, man. Oh, people are having a party outside. That's so fun. In my apartment, there's like a little courtyard with tables and stuff that like anybody could use. It seems like these people are celebrating something, which is very nice. And I'm happy for them. I don't know what it is, but can't hate on a party. So as you can see, I've gotten pretty excited about my ability to put magic on stuff, and I'm just enchanting like every fucking thing these days. I've got 2 unbreaking shovels. I have a sharpness knockback. I have an unbreaking 2, efficiency 1. I don't think these are any good, but I'm still excited about it. Let's see what else we can get on these pickaxes. Unbreaking 1. Yeah, sure, whatever. Because it's like, oh, unbreaking 2. All right. And how about this one? Efficiency 2. Why would they be the same? Why would they cost the same? You know, don't ask questions. So these are probably non-exciting to literally anyone. But I'm excited. They're way better than the stone pickaxes we were using like not too long ago. And yeah, sure. All right, we fixed our pants. That shield does not look great, but I think we'll be all right with it. I need to grab one more map because what we're going to do is head to the southwest. We've sort of decided that we want to... Well, I have decided. We didn't do anything. I've decided that I think the southern continent is pretty much where I want to be. I don't know. I still need paper also. I don't know what's going on out there, but people are really having a blast. Woo! 2 pink llamas? Oh my gosh. Wait a second. 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 We may not be able to leave just yet. Sir, excuse me. What is this purple block? I don't know why my controller just like doesn't let me hover over whatever this is. It just jumps straight to my inventory. Why is he going out to sea? The waves are calling to him. You could leave me your llamas. I'll care for them. Can I break his lead? No, that would have been cool. Where are you going? Where are you taking them? They don't know how to swim. Right, this guy's got common sense. He's like, wait a second. I don't like this. I feel we must do something with these llamas. Does anyone know how to tame a llama? I want at least 1 pink llama. How to tame llama. It auto-filled in Minecraft, just so everyone's aware. Oh, you can just ride them. Can I just jump on a llama Can I jump on your llamas? I know we just met, but I really want to take a ride on your llama. You can acknowledge me. Okay, I guess I can't ride them at the moment. How would we safely keep a llama here? We could build a llama pen. If I made a llama pen right here. We are going on an adventure today, you guys, but this has taken over my thought process. I say we make a llama pen because I'm going to get at least 1 pink llama. Here. For us. For me and you. I did this for us. I'm going to steal this guy's llamas. Hello. Can I ride you? Can I ride you? He's a fool. This man is a simpleton. Eventually, one of these leads will break and I'll be able to ride the llama. And when that happens, I'm going to be ready. What's even in here? All right, we got some planks. We got tons of planks. We have... Why do I have so much dark oak fence? Nobody knows, but it doesn't matter. Oh, you know what? I have a regular oak fence too. Oh yeah, I stole that from the mineshaft. But that's good. That's good news. I don't care about birch planks. I just need the bare bones of a square where one might keep a llama. Let's give him a little more room just in case we get 2, just in case. Oh no, that dirt needs to be there. You stay there. And what we can do is just do like hereabouts. This should be perfectly fine. I do need a gate though. We can make a gate. That's easy. I can fit 2 llamas in here. No problem. No problem. No sweat. I just want them to be safe because as you know, as you may know, we lost a llama here on our island some time ago. And the loss really stuck with me. It really affected me. All right, hang on. This isn't even at all. That's annoying. Okay, so let's do this. This is why I'm scared to build in front of you guys, because this is really bad. And I know it's really bad. I'm well aware that it's really bad. And yet I won't stop. Don't you think your llamas would be better off if I had full custody of them? They clearly don't like you. They just pushed you into the ocean. You clearly don't want to be alive anymore. So just give me the llamas. Like, this guy's so selfish. I don't like that because my view is now going to be blocks. We're going to get rid of those. Not that invested in the llama's well-being. A llama should fit in here, right? Yeah, I can fit a llama in here. No. All right, that looks like something. It is a structure. It has a roof and walls. It's got some lights. We just need a gate. Is there anything in here that I could... already exists? No. Oh, wait. No, that's just a regular fence. Okay, we just need a gate. Which I think I need sticks for, but I have sticks. Luckily, I have freaking everything in these boxes. Let's see, let's see. Oak fence gate. What do you know? And now it's just a waiting game. We just need this guy to slip up just once. Just once. I stopped there because I thought, what if I move the gate up this way? But I don't think that's necessary. I think we've just got to wait for our moment. Let me get some leads. I swear to God, every domestic noise that could be happening in my house right now is happening. My dryer's going, my dishwasher's going, the cat feeder just went. The oven's off because I already made dinner. By the way, I made a real banging looking pizza. I just used the store-bought crust. It's like Baroli or whatever it is. I don't even know. But I got some really nice looking cherry tomatoes that I tossed in balsamic vinegar, and I did some olive oil on the crust with some Italian seasoning, and I cooked the tomatoes. Oh, first I fried up some prosciutto, and then I put the tomatoes in the same pan with the balsamic because I just kind of tossed them and put it in the fridge. And a quarter cup of water, and I cooked that down until the tomatoes are soft to make a little bit of a sauce. And you don't want to put too much liquid on the crust because it creates a lot of steam in your oven, and that makes your crust soggy, and it also makes your smoke alarm go off. Don't ask me how I know that. I know it because my smoke alarm went off. So I put the tomatoes on top of the seasoned crust, and then I had some burrata that I got, and I mixed that in with lemon zest. And I put, you know, the burrata things, just like the normal things that come in the plastic container from the supermarket. You usually have 2 like balls of burrata. And I used most of them. The zest of 1 lemon and the burrata like mixed up. And I put it all in the oven. The crust says cook for 450, 8 minutes aside. That's what I did. Well, it said 10 to 15 minutes. I did 8 minutes aside, just more than 15, but you like it a little crispy, and there is a lot of liquid between the burrata and like the balsamic and the tomatoes. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I put garlic into the tomato vinegar mixture. And the reason you want to add water to that, well, first you want to pull up the flavor of the prosciutto that's stuck on the pan, but also that balsamic vinegar has so much sugar in it that it's just going to turn into like almost, but it's gonna turn into like a solid instead of a liquid. It's gonna burn, and it's not gonna be nice, bro. Can't like a drowned come take you out? Why isn't there any activity? Oh, wait a second. Here we go. I got my wish. Leave my llamas alone. I think I just got a fishing rod too. You owe me. You owe me, dude. You owe me, Mr. Invisible. I can still see you. You think I can't see you? I'm gonna follow you around until you drop these llamas into my hands. Right, so anyway, into the oven. It came out looking gorgeous. And then my smoke alarm did go off, but I fixed it. Then I put the prosciutto like crumbled on top, and then I had some arugula, and I used the lemon from whence the zest came. And I just squeezed like not even, I had a real juicy lemon, guys. These are the kinds of things that get me excited anymore. I had a really juicy lemon. And I gave it a good squeeze over arugula to cover the pizza. And it was delicious. It was worth the smoke alarm going off. It was worth annoying my neighbors. Honestly, most of them seemed to be at this party outside, and they probably didn't notice at all. Don't you want to be my friend? Why can't I ride you? I want to be your friend. I'm not willing to murder this guy, even though he's annoying the shit out of me. Should we just go to sleep? Let's go to sleep and see what happens. Pizza came out really good is all I'm saying. And I like to do my meal preps, you know, over the weekend, but I didn't buy a ton of food. You haven't changed. Every other wandering trader that has come to my island has like promptly abandoned their llamas. Promptly. This guy seems like a good pet owner for whatever reason. It's like, rub it in my face. Okay, so I only killed 1 llama. That's not that big a deal. It wasn't even my fault. I failed to protect 1 llama. I didn't kill him. It's not my fault. It's the bad guy that actually killed him's fault. So there. Just look at me a llama, dude. Can I put a lead? Can we have competing leads? Get out of my fucking sight. Nope. Doesn't seem to. You want to be my friend. I can tell. I can tell. Stay with me. You don't love your dad anymore. You love me. But yeah, I'm going away. Nowhere fun. Like, well, it'll be fine, but it's Memorial Day weekend coming up. So I'm off next Friday. I'm gonna go head to the pool at my parents' house for at least a couple days, and then I think maybe to the beach the rest of the weekend. What do I do, guys? Huh? Do you want to be my friend? He's got to mess up at some point. We're not going to be the bad guys here. We are just going to wait for our opportunity. But yeah, so I didn't want to like, usually I do like a decent amount of meal prep and I have like nearly ready-made stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for like most of the week. But this week, again, I'm already off on Friday. I'm planning on leaving here in the morning. Like there's no need for me to have a breakfast planned, at least for that day. And oh, just what we need ink sacks. We haven't gotten some ink sacks in a minute. I don't understand why they die like this though. They have no sense of self-preservation. So I just made this pizza. It'll probably be good for lunch for a few days. I have some fish tacos I'm gonna make tomorrow. That'll be good for dinner for a couple days. I'm going out with some friends for dinner Thursday. So I don't need like a ton of ready-made food for this week. I don't understand this guy. I don't. He just seems to want to sink into the waves forever. But he's insisting on taking his llamas with him. Like, he seems depressed, right? He keeps looking at me. But I don't want to buy any of your stuff, right? I just want your llamas. How much for a llama? How much for 2 llamas? I mean, I'll take one. But I'd rather have 2. Haggle with me. I'm kind of getting bored of this. If we don't have a llama secured by nightfall, we're giving up. We're going to sleep. We're getting up and we're going on our planned adventure. And let's make sure we have everything we need, right? We've got a compass. We've got paper to make maps. We've got a bundle. We've got our 2 existing maps. We can put a couple of these other things away. Let's just let this guy walk around. Surely he'll come to the obvious realization before too long that his llamas are best left with me. I did get a fishing rod. That's fine. That doesn't go there, and I don't know why I hit that. This goes here. These go here. The fishing rod goes in here. Like, I can smoosh these together. These are just normal-ass fishing rods. What about this guy? Unbreaking 3 fishing rod. Those are just regular. Okay, so let's just combine them. Might as well. Who knows? It could come in handy. Cool. Put my sticks back. I think every single wandering trader here has lost their llamas on my island. And now when there's a llama that I truly want to keep, like, no offense to the prior resident llama, but I really wasn't paying too much attention to it, and I wasn't really sure why it was there. But it was here, and it lived here for a short while. We've acknowledged that with our memorial. But these llamas are something else. They're something special. They're pink. I don't even like pink. I don't care. I like that they're bright. I think it's fun that they're like a hot pink color in a world of non-hot pink things, like this kind of pink. Meh. This is my kind of pink. Obnoxious pink. And we have a special house just for them. Wait, did I not put the actual right thing on here? Did I fuck this up? Okay, well maybe this is a blessing in disguise that this guy is dawdling. Because I didn't do it right. We'll fix it though. I suppose if I ever got a dog or something, I could put it in there. For safety. Just... Ugh. We're giving him till nightfall. At nightfall, we're going to sleep, we're waking up, and if we don't have a pink llama, then we don't have a pink llama. Oh, let me show you what I got at the trail ruins. All this junk. This crap. I spent so long because the video that I'm editing, like I said, it's 4 hours of recorded time. And I only partially got through the trail ruins. And I don't think too much else happens in that video. It's crazy. So the coolest things I got were these armor trims, which by the way, I don't care really about them at this point because I know that they're like decorations for your armor and there's like rare ones and whatever. I'm sure they're cool. I don't really need them right now. I'm wearing scavenged gold armor. It's just not. I can't even think of another word. It's just not. Got some pottery sherds. I don't know why they're called. Or shouldn't it be shards? Why is it a sherd? A mystery for me anyway. I didn't find those. I made those. I did find these 2 wooden hoes. Phew. I guess this sign is cool. We've got like some dyes and some candles. Like those are cool, like little knickknacks to have. A couple of bricks in case we ever want to break anybody's windows. Another lead. I only put this in here so I could show you guys what I gained. I got this music disc. I know people think music discs are like good loot, and maybe they are. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Look at this. Will you come with me? No, come in here. Come on. Oh, he's tied in there. Oh, baby. Wait a second. Where's the other one? Come on. Come on. Come in. You're gonna love it. Alright, I don't know why that happened, but we have 2 llamas. They're all ours. Should we name them? I am a little scared for their safety. Like, I don't know why anybody would want to hurt a llama. But, like... Should I block them in somehow? Like, what if... Oh, I have an idea. I have a good idea. You stupid idiot. You lost your llamas and now they're mine. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we are gonna do. Just wait a second. This is gonna make sense. It's kind of a llama cage at this point, but I think this is the best thing for their safety. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We manifested this into existence. It's an incredible win for me, and I feel buoyant at the moment. Just what a thrill. I'm really excited. All right, let's go take a nap. I actually need to get up for a minute, like from my couch where I'm sitting. And then we are going to go on our real adventure of the day. Oh, let me eat a cooked cod, my favorite snack. Yeah, nap time. Then I need to get up for a minute, and then we are going on an adventure. What a euphoric feeling. Let's go say goodbye to our llamas. If anybody watches this, suggest llama names. If no one suggests any names, then I will name them myself. Say goodbye to this loser. And let's go have an adventure. We wouldn't go this way and then south. Just crush into my own boat. Who parked that? Tomorrow I think I'm gonna have to do a little work at my job. Did anybody else see that? Those little square fish, I don't know what they're meant to be, but they do love to jump out of the water. But anyway, I think I have to do some work at my real job, which while I'm sitting at my desk, I can also edit that long ass video too. So that'll be fine. But I left a little early yesterday on Friday to go tour an apartment complex where I had planned to live. Can we like shortcut down this way? I've been talking about moving, I think, on a couple videos. Good Lord. After I move, I'm getting the Switch too. I'm not doing it before because I don't want to have to move it physically. What are these guys? What are you? Someone tell me. Someone help me. But anyway. Could this be another lush cave? I suspect yes, but I don't know. And we're not finding out today. That's not what we're here to do. It seems like yeah, though. But it also doesn't seem like it's accessible based on our experience with the other lush cave on our own property that we couldn't even get into. Where am I? Always need a map, you guys. I always need a map. But yeah, so I left work Friday afternoon a little bit early to go to the apartment, you know, complex that I'm looking at. And there's not too many like apartment complexes or buildings necessarily in the city. A lot of them are, you know, small, real like old-timey buildings. My first apartment in New York, I think it was like maybe 400 square feet. And it had an elevator, but it was definitely a pre-war building that had an elevator put in at some point. And it was the teensiest little shoebox. But I lived there by myself. Luckily. And it was really great at that time, which was, you know, 10 years ago for me. So there's a difference between being in your 20s and being in your 30s and what you're willing to tolerate in terms of like living scenarios. So the places that I looked at yesterday were humongous and they are a little pricey. Just like everything in New York is expensive. So they're not necessarily expensive for New York, but they are expensive for what I want to pay for a one-bedroom apartment. But they're big. And there are some other perks too. So I'm pretty excited about that. Did you ever, like sometimes you move into, I've moved a lot. And even my current apartment, I sort of picked it because it was the easiest thing to pick at the time when I was looking, and not necessarily because I was like, yes, I love it here. We must have hit this already, but wait, where did the chest go? It's hiding from me. Let's just see. But yeah, so like my apartment's fine. Yeah. There are definitely some things that I don't like about it. It's a newer building. that was clearly just like thrown up quickly in the hopes to like fleece people for money. Basically, like it's pretty cheaply built. They don't include anything. Like my new apartments where I plan to rent include all the utilities, which is something at least, and they have stuff around, and there's really not too much around where I am, and yet they still want like over $3,000 for a one-bedroom apartment where I am now. And so my new place is going to cost a little more, but on the whole, I think I'm going to end up with a better space and a better area with more to do and with more provided for me for what I'm paying. And when you know, not that I'm like, I don't have that much money. I'm trying to save as much as I can. But when you're able to spend that little bit more for a little more comfort, most people do. And I don't want to move again, so I'd like to find a good apartment, find a good spot where I don't feel the need to move. I've moved like every year for like 5 years. And like I was saying, sometimes you just walk into a place and you just feel comfortable. Or even like, not to get all like soulmatey, I guess, but like sometimes you just meet a person and you're like, oh, like I know you. Like you're instantly comfortable with them, even if you've never met them before. And that also has happened to me once, only once. But it's certainly a thing that happens. And as soon as we hit land, we're going to make a map, by the way. And sometimes you feel that way about a place too. And so I left my tour yesterday feeling that sense of calm. Like I feel like I've had a lot of anxiety lately and like haven't been feeling too great. And leaving there yesterday, Friday, I just felt like, what? Okay, sorry, I thought that was some sort of monster. It wasn't. It was like glowing red, but it was really just my chunks loading. So, you know. All right, let's make a pit stop. Let's make a map. I'm a little concerned that we are not far west enough, actually. So, you know what we should do? Is head west, which means we got to figure out where the sun is setting, which is this way. So let's go this way. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got a couple months to go. You know, I'm keeping an eye. The woman who's helping me at the leasing office basically said there's new inventory out 5 days a week. You know, people come and go. It's a big place. And just to keep your eyes peeled, because you can get a good deal. You just have to be on it. Like you have to be up at like 7 a.m. at the website, putting down a deposit, a refundable deposit, she told me, which is good. So you put down a couple $100s, whatever it is, to hold your spot. And she's like, you know, if it turns out that this isn't going to work out for whatever reason, whether it's the location within the complex or it doesn't have certain amenities, like some have washer dryers in the unit, some don't, that kind of thing. She's like, just lock it in and then just call me, let me know. And if we need to refund your deposit will be refunded, but at least you will have the opportunity to say yes or no to a place that fits what, at least budget-wise, what you want. So that's going to be a little bit of a process over the next couple months, but nothing too crazy. And I've already started thinking about like packing and decorating. And yet, we are off on this expedition today because I am not ready to start like a really good build on this Minecraft world. And the reason for that is I don't know if I can do it. I've been watching a lot of really good builders lately. And some of what they do is like unbelievable. I don't know why I just crouched. Absolutely unbelievable. And I know that whatever I set out to build, even if I do my best, if I watch 100 videos about how to build stuff, it's just going to be okay. It's not going to be impressive. People aren't going to want to like download the, you know, schematics or whatever. All right. Actually, I don't want that paper in there. I want this paper in here. But I still want to try. And see what happens. I'm not ready. So I think what I'm going to do, and what a lot of these creators that I've been looking at have suggested, is opening up a creative world and just messing around with the block palettes and that kind of thing, and get a sense of what everything is and how they go together, the different blocks that are available in the game. But I also want to play organically in that I want to use what we have at hand. You know, we have most of the trees, I think, available to us at this point, saplings and things. And I am not gonna like somehow like just flip to creative mode and start using a bunch of blocks like netherite. I know that that's a block. I don't know what it does, but I don't have any. So I'm not going to incorporate it into the build that I want to build. If that makes sense, am I making sense? My point is that I'm playing this series. What are they? What are they? I'm playing this series. This isn't anything. This isn't a series. It's me sitting on my couch. And if anyone watches this, I think the vibe is going to be like if you were sitting on my couch with me, if we're two pals hanging out in our sweats, doing nothing, playing a game. And the primary goal, of course, was to keep me honest and keep me from rage deleting my game before I get far enough to actually figure out what this game is about. And I will say it's been pretty successful at that task so far, because I have died a lot for dumb reasons, and I've lost some stuff. I have. And I've lost some stuff that in the past, if I was just playing on my Switch, like in my bed, not recording and not talking to anybody, it would have made me just delete my world out of just being pissed off. And I haven't done that because I've been thinking about these videos basically and saying, you know, and even if 0 people watch, I've still put the time and effort and energy and care into at least sort of editing them and putting them out there for people. And whether people actually watch or not is sort of beside the point. It's more that the principle of the thing. I've started it and it feels childish to abandon it because I lose my temper. And so in that respect, this project so far has been a big success. I will say this too. I looked at my YouTube channel that I have for this recently, and I think last time I looked, one of my videos, 11 people watched it. And when I tell you the fact that even 11 people watched my video is a unbelievable shock. Just like, I can't even imagine how or why, but it's cool. And so for you 11 people that are watching this, I don't know why this one particular video people keep watching, but people do. I guess I could go into like analytics or whatever if I wanted to be like a real YouTuber about it. But that was never my point. I never wanted to be a YouTuber. I just kind of wanted to do something kind of different, something I hadn't tried before. And Again, not rage delete my worlds before I really had a chance to do anything. I wonder, maybe I need anger management classes. I don't know. Maybe that could help. And I'm not even on the map I want to be on because it's stupid. Stupid. But it's okay. We'll get back there. I want to go this way, but my chunk hasn't loaded. So yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool looking at some of these builders that I admire. I've been watching this one guy in particular. His name is Sinnoh. If I remember, I'll link it. Because he really does some unbelievable stuff. And he's got like a good following. He's, you know, like in the thousands, but not like the bajillions of people watching him. But his worlds are so detailed and very, they have like a Studio Ghibli kind of vibe, which I like. It's not my personal favorite vibe. I don't know that I would build a world that looks like his world, but I certainly appreciate the amount of effort that he puts into his builds, and they're so immersive. It's incredible. And this is what made me want to do videos in the first place, is seeing how creative people got with this game and realizing that there was much more to it than I originally perceived. I was just looking for like a dumb game, like a dumb farm game to play after work or something, like something easy, like not necessarily easy, but like I always go back to Stardew. Which is certainly not, I'm not saying it's easy, but oh man. Get out of my face, brother. Not that that really matters, but just seems like what a taunting gesture. He just pops up out of nowhere and just like shimmies in my face. Get your boobies out of my face. I don't want them. No, I know there's like treasures and things down there. We're obviously not ready. We're not ready. One of these days I'm going to have to get ready. And we're going to go down there. Maybe not that particular one. Maybe it will be that particular one. I don't know. But anyway, I'm rambling. My point is I want to try my hand at building stuff. And I have all of these ideas, and I just don't know if I can make them a reality in as much as Minecraft is reality. You guys know what I mean. You guys know what I'm getting at. The partiers are still partying, and I love it for them. It's also very early. Like, the sun is down, but, like, just. There's no reason not to party. Nothing's catching my eye over there. Oh, and so the reason I wanted to do one more trip, like one more sort of boating extravaganza here, despite the fact that it's so stupid looking and it becomes so tedious waiting for the game to load itself, but whatever, fine, is because I just want to make sure we haven't missed like the spot, like the building spot, because if I'm going to sit down and build something, I don't want to do it just anywhere. I want to find the spot. And maybe that's a flaw in me. Maybe that's a character flaw. You know, like, don't let perfection be the opposite of good. And in most of my life, I definitely adhere to that. But if we're gonna attempt the kind of build I have in my head, I want it to be in a spot where people might look at it and say like, oh, cool. Which those 11 people who watched my one video and none of the others. But that's fine. Because I expect 0 people to watch any of my videos. All right, I think we jump on land at a safe point in time. Just gonna zip out here so we don't get yeeted by anything. The sun should be coming up in a minute, so let's just sit here and, you know what? Let's watch the sunrise over the horizon. Seems nice. But yeah, I'm having a little consternation about picking a building location. And I thought, you know what, before we actually sit down and try to build something, let's just look around one more time. Most of my looking around attempts have been like really anticlimactic. I've been editing and the one video is like, I really need iron. And we drive around in this boat for like 2 hours. Did we find any iron? No. And the next one's like, man, I wish I had an anvil. And we drive around in a boat for 2-3 hours. Do we find an anvil? No, we don't. And so now I'm not really looking for anything in particular. I just want to see what there is to see and make sure that we are picking the optimal spot for my theoretical build that I'm too scared to actually build because I don't think I'm going to be good at it, but that's not a reason not to do something, by the way. The only way to get better at something is to do it. I can move this map. And this is not a mapping expedition where I need to see every inch of the map. I just want to see what's here. Another reason I have to log into work tomorrow on Sunday is because we have interns starting for the summer. We have 2 starting Monday and another one next Monday. And then there could be a 4th starting at an unknown time, but I kind of have to be in my office. I have stuff to do in the morning, but I'm going to be there after lunch to, I don't know, like wrangle them. But I'm excited. I kind of love meeting people who are interested in I mean, this sounds really stupid. Interested in things I'm interested in, and I am interested in my job. It's a pretty cool job, all things considered. And I kind of love talking to younger people and getting their point of view about what they think the job is going to be, and it's often not what it really is. I was joking to another guy that I know through work. I don't work with him in my office, but we're in the same field. And it's law, by the way, I'm an attorney. And I'm a trial attorney. So I'm in court all the time. So when I say I have stuff to do in the morning, I have to go to court in the morning on Monday. Respiration. Oh, I'm taking you. This could be the big break we needed. Taking all this stuff. Hell yeah. And I think that, anyway, when someone goes to law school and they're like, yeah, I'm going to be a litigator. I'm going to be in court. I'm going to argue stuff. I'm going to say objection. You get to do that stuff, but it's just like it's not as shiny as it looks on TV. In New York, the boroughs of New York City, I think Brooklyn has the most pending civil cases. I'm a civil litigator. Like, if I mess my job up, you don't go to jail. Maybe like your insurance company has to pay some money or something, but it's not as dire. Obviously, I don't want my clients to have to do anything that is not in their best interest. That's not what I'm about, but you're not going to prison if I mess up. But people really expect like that everything is drama, like everything is like it is on TV. When I tell you, half of the courts in New York, it's just like 60 attorneys crammed into a courtroom that looks like it's like, I don't know, like a South American middle school. And basically it's just like chaos, chaos, chaos. Half the time you don't see a judge. Sometimes you definitely do. Like I would always assume that I'm going to see a judge when I'm going to court. But most of the time, they're just like, oh, my clerk's gonna talk to you. You know, like I'm eating a sandwich right now. Talk to my clerk. But you have to be prepared for that off chance that today is the day that the big thing is going to happen and you're going to have to be on your A game and argue the thing. But in reality, most of the time, it's just like, it's not at all what you think it's going to be in your head. I personally like it. I don't mind the chaos. I think it's fun. It's just many people who go to law school, I think understandably to a certain extent, and I'm not excusing myself from this, I'm sure I was guilty of it at some point. They have this idea, like this ego-driven idea of what their career is going to be. And do not get me wrong, you can have a wonderful career as an illustrious litigator. You are not going to do it your first year out of law school. You're not going to do it your first 5 years out of law school. You might start to get that reputation during your first 10 years out of law school. But it's sort of a hard pill to swallow for a lot of younger people coming out of school when they realize that you just don't like wake up one day and become a hotshot trial attorney. Like, you have to do the crappy work and build a foundation of knowledge for yourself, because that's what makes you good. You have to have the basics down before you can do the cool stuff. And you have to have the basics down so like ingrained in your brain to the point where it's a reflex. And then once you are that familiar and that well-versed in the basic stuff, that's when you get to show off. And I'll tell you what, the basic stuff wins trials. That's where you win. You don't win by putting on the most flamboyant... Are all the llamas pink? I mean, I don't hate it. I love a world with a pink llama. Let's talk to this guy. I don't have any emeralds and I don't know. I don't know why I talked to him. That was kind of a waste of time. I was more curious about the llamas, but anyway, my point is, you know, there's a saying in my field that if the, you know, law's on your side, pound the law. If the facts are on your side, pound the facts. And if neither are on your side, you pound the table. Litigating isn't just shouting at your adversary. It's not just like peacocking around until like you think you can just by like bravado convince somebody that you're right. Like, don't get me wrong, a good presence is important, especially if you're talking to a jury. You want people to be captivated by the things that you're saying, because you want them to not only listen to you but agree with you. And when I say agree with you, a lot of times in the cases that we handle, I mean, they're stupid. Like, let's say it's a traffic accident. This isn't like the you know, case of the century, but let's say me and you get in a car accident and I say I had the green light and you say no, I had the green light. Well, we've got to get evidence, right? We've got to look at perhaps a police report if a police was there contemporaneous with the accident, eyewitnesses. Maybe we pull the records about the timing of the traffic lights, and we have to get somebody in to testify about those records and confirm that how they're kept and that they're accurate. But credibility, whether I'm more believable than you, is something that a jury of your peers decides. And so when I say you want people to believe you, part of my job is ensuring that my client's position is credible and that the evidence that we put up is strong, and that, oh, hello, little village. Oh my gosh, look, a little castle village. 2? Wow. But a bad attorney can turn people off from listening to even a credible witness. just by their manner. So yeah, like all that stuff is important. All the showmanship is important. But maybe your witness doesn't even get to testify, right? If somebody with a knowledge of the very basics is saying, well, wait a second, there's a problem with the procedure here, right? There's a boring problem about how this expert report was disclosed to me that a jury would never see. What am I doing? That would only be handled between the attorneys and a judge in terms of what's admissible. I was talking to a colleague on a case not too long ago. Woo! What are you up to? Whoa. That's what this guy does? You're the bartender? Whoa. I'm not even going up that ladder. I just got stuck on a different ladder for about 30 seconds. It was embarrassing. Anyway. So, I completely lost my train of thought too. Oh, I was talking to a colleague. And they were defending a case where a person said they like tripped and fell on a property, hurt themselves, and they sued the property owner. Very standard. But the plaintiff's attorney, the attorney for the hurt person, put up their whole case, put up all the witnesses. I wasn't there. I don't know if they're... Uh-oh. Hello. What do you got? I have some paper. I don't have 24 papers. Okay. Let's go in here. All right. We don't need bookshelves, but it's nice to know they're here. And by all accounts, this attorney for this person who claimed that they were injured put on a real good show. You know, put on witnesses that the jury seemed to like and believe. And his client seemed credible, and everything seemed to be going really good for this guy. But my colleague, do I have one of these? Do I know what this is? Said that his firm got the case dismissed because the plaintiff's attorney failed to put on a witness that established that the people that they sued owned the property. And so when the plaintiff rested his case, the attorney for the property owner said, you didn't make your case out because you haven't established I even own this place. And it may sound trite and it may sound like lawyer tricking gotcha, but that's their job. Their job is to make sure that they meet the elements that they need to prove of each case. And in a case where you're talking about premises liability, it's based on ownership or occupation. And if you don't prove that somebody owns or occupies a space, then they don't have an obligation to make sure nobody trips on that property. So anyway, I'm talking like super legalese now. It's probably incredibly boring. But that's the kind of thing that I mean when it's entertaining to me in a way. Because I'm not so old that I can't remember. Now, where has this guy been all my life? I bet you there's an anvil in here. I bet you there's an anvil in here. There's not, but there's a chest and I'm going to steal stuff out of it. I'm going to leave this. I'm going to take this obsidian. I guess, you know what? I'm just going to leave this stuff. I don't actually care about this, and I'm going to leave that bundle, and God knows I don't need any more saddles. Let's hang here for the night. Well, not here specifically, but like maybe there's a house I can sleep in. Let's try this one. Anybody home? That guy's home. This is the most robust village we've been in. Guess that's something. All right, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep, so we're going to crouch behind these closed doors until the sun comes up, and I will talk to you then. Okay. Let's watch these two zombies fight to the death, and we'll go back outside. Who's gonna die first, left or right? I'm gonna say right. They died together, you guys. Oh. Anyway, to put a cap on my... I don't know, I just jumped. Ah! This happens every time. Put a cap on my rant. I think there's a lesson in there for me. I'm excited for my interns. I'm excited to meet them on Monday. And I sort of love seeing people realize for the first time like what the job actually is. It's a little mean maybe. No, not mean, but satisfying in a little bit of a way. You know, you're like the rookie cop, or not the rookie cop. It's like the rookie cop versus like the grizzled veteran, and they're like, you don't know what you're in for, kid, or whatever. These are pretty flowers. I'm excited to meet them. I have to do a little work tomorrow to make sure that I'm ready to meet them. That, you know, I'm supposed to be caring for them on Monday once I get out of court. So I've got to prepare for that. And I want to do a good job and make sure that they're feeling good and ready to take on the summer. But there's also probably some sort of lesson in there for me about building in Minecraft, in that you just kind of have to do it. This is a cool spot, I suppose. And maybe your first 100 builds are not that cool, but then the 101st is something a little more exciting. And you get better and better. So I hope to be pretty good one day. Again, I have no like large Minecraft aspirations. But for those 11 people out there watching this, it's probably still 0. For whatever reason, people are only watching that one video. It's probably robots. That's fine. I don't mind. But, you know, this is just, it's never going to be my job. I like my job. But it is a cool way to spend some time and see how creative we can get. I was interviewing a girl for an attorney position. She's taking the bar exam in July. They offer the bar February and July in the United States. And, you know, you're doing like get to know you questions. And she said that she comes from a very creative family and that she makes her own jewelry and she's living out in Brooklyn. And, you know, she has to get to like a kiln or something to make the kind of jewelry that she likes to make. And I thought that was so cool. And I think it's so important to have a creative outlet. And that's what I told her. Because if you're sitting doing paperwork all day long, or even sitting or standing, arguing with somebody whose only job is to prove you wrong, or to convince somebody else that your position isn't correct or shouldn't be, you know, basically you're fighting with somebody and both of your goal is to make the other one lose. And that doesn't mean people are mean to each other. Some people are. Most of the time we all get along. Like we all know we're doing our jobs and it's not personal. Some people make it personal, but most people don't. But still, it's tiring. Well, this was stupid. This is a complete dead end. And so to have something where you can just not have stakes, you know, and just do something, even if it's the dumbest Minecraft build or like a really crappy piece of homemade jewelry. I don't know whether this girl makes crappy jewelry or not. I suspect she makes probably pretty nice jewelry. It seemed like it was something she was very interested in. But I've never seen any of it, so I couldn't say for sure. All right, let's get out of here. But it's so important to have hobbies. And hobbies that you don't necessarily monetize. You just do them because they make you feel relaxed. They make you feel happy. They make you feel like you're exercising a part of your brain that you don't exercise doing your job. And that's what this sort of experiment has been for me. And so far, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to make my own jewelry ever, but maybe this girl will share some with me when she starts working for us after the bar exam. So far, nothing too exciting. It was cool to find that other village. It's good to know it's there. Good to know we have another guy with some bookshelves if ever needed. And we're just kind of doing like a wide loop around this map. But it seems to be very similar to what we've seen so far. But you never know. You never know. What is falling out of these trees? Are they feathers? Why though? Is it a leaf? Important questions. Hmm. One of my big outlets that I've talked about before, I think, is I mean, I just really do love exercising, which is something that if you told like teenager me that you would just love exercising. Teenager me was getting things pierced and like smoking cigarettes shadily and trying to convince my parents that they weren't my cigarettes. So if anyone was like, no, you're gonna love working out. Back when I was that age. No, wouldn't have happened. But I went to my Pilates class today, which by the way, highly recommend if you can get to it, or there's a lot of YouTubers with good Pilates instruction. I like having the instructor personally, and I like the reformer, which is a piece of equipment that costs a decent amount of money. So for me, it's worth belonging to, you know, a gym that has the reformers and the instructors who know what they're doing. But I've definitely done like a DVD that's aging me so much. I still have it though. I got it at Target. It's probably like 2009. I used to do that a lot, and then when I could afford a real class with a real instructor, I started doing that. But I did good today. My instructor came around, and I'm pretty tall, and she's my height. And so it's nice to have somebody who kind of understands the difference between being like a very petite woman, maybe trying to do some of these Pilates moves versus being taller. So she loves to make us planks. We do planks every class. And when I first started with her, I was really struggling to just even hold a 30-second plank. I couldn't do it. And we did a minute today. And I even like kind of self-adjusted myself, and she noticed it, which I thought was really nice. And she was like, you just fixed yourself, and I didn't even have to tell you. And I managed to even like smile at her for my plank, which was a big effort. But it's pretty cool to see yourself make progress in something like that. Still haven't been really hitting my weights the way that I want to, but... Oh! Violent. I'll take it though. See you. And then I had a facial today. Which my girl who does my facials is so cute. I love her. And I also just like, she put some sort of mask on my face with like a laser beam on it. And basically I took a nap for a good 15 minutes of my hour-long facial. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a facial or a massage or something like that before, but like I woke up, and it's happened to me every time. I'm so relaxed, like I can barely walk out the door, like my hair's like standing up every which way. She's like, oh my god, your skin looks so good. And she's, oh, lava. She's right. Oh, let's just jump in the water. Oh, never mind, we're fine. I can never not fall in lava. I've got to figure out a way not to do that. But that was just me yapping and not paying attention. But anyway. She's like, you look so great. And I'm like bleary-eyed. I'm like, I look great. And I'm like stumbling out of there into the sunlight. Looking, in all honesty, a hot mess, but feeling great. It's one of those things. I happen to go to this particular place once a month now, but that's definitely one of those things where even a few years ago, that would have been way out of budget. And I may need to reconsider my budget when I move to my potentially more expensive apartment. Because as much as I love my girl, it's for sure a luxury. But if you can, I highly recommend doing little things like that for yourself every once in a while. When I was younger, when I was in law school, I had a friend in law school, and her boyfriend at the time worked for some kind of cosmetics company, like obviously on the back end. But he got a lot of free samples, and he got a lot of free samples of like bougie ass stuff. Like she was giving us like Llama samples. And if you're not familiar with that, it's like face cream that costs more than a car. That's an exaggeration, but it feels like it costs more than a car. It's insane. And she used to give us all these great samples of like very high end, cosmetic stuff. And I would hoard them. I would never use it because I'd be like, oh, I'm really going to want to use this like someday. And then I never really wound up using it. And it just seems silly to me to think like, oh, because I'm a poor law student and I'm buying like the discount produce that's half rotten off of the like wire shelf they trot out from the back of the Stop and Shop. I need to save my very fancy face cream that my friend gave me for free for reasons. It's like, it's just a different mentality, you know? Like, I wish I had sort of thought to myself, okay, I can't afford a lot. Hello, another village. I think we'll find the boat again if I leave it here. This guy. Nope. What if you died? Oh, I can sleep here. Let's sleep. But yeah, I mean, like, I wish I hadn't. I was already limiting myself so much based on what I could afford, and I could not afford very much at all. It was a different time and things were more affordable, like, for sure. But, I had my own apartment and I couldn't necessarily afford to do laundry every week because you had to pay for the laundry in the building. Or, that's when I started meal prepping when I was in law school. But I had like not a lot of money. I couldn't tell you what my weekly food budget was. $30, $40. You can do it. You guys can do it. It sucked then, it'll suck even worse now, but you can do it. But then to have these little luxuries sort of pushed into my lap and to say, well, I don't necessarily, it's not for me right now because I'm limited in other ways. That's what's dumb. You always want to save up special things for a special occasion, but like, I don't know, just enjoy them. So as long as I can afford my facial with my girl, I'm gonna go. If the day comes I can't, then I can't. And that's okay too. There's a lot of bundles here, but we're good on bundles, and I fear losing them. They're safe here. I feel like that's another thing that people can't like reckon with is a lifestyle adjustment, like if a budget changes. Or even like when you're very young. You almost feel like you need to sort of make it right away. That's pretty much what I was talking about earlier. And I'm not saying that younger people like can't fathom the idea of like living with 3 roommates and only eating canned tuna and rice while you're getting established at your job. Like, it's not fun. But sometimes it's what you gotta do. But I think for most of us, that's what we gotta do. To think that the second you graduate from school and are employed in some capacity, you're gonna be like the hotshot big timer. I think it ruins a lot of people's headspace. When I was in law school, I was living alone for my first time ever because I grew up in a house with brothers and sisters galore and my parents, and my cousins were around the corner, and we lived in an area where it was relatively inexpensive to live in New Jersey. So South Jersey, not North Jersey. So we had a good amount of property. And, you know, I've told you guys my parents, they didn't have a pool in their current house, but growing up, we had a big pool. I threw all these big parties. And it was just more doable for many reasons back then, but also location had a lot to do with it. But I went from that to college, where I did work. I worked all through college. But my working money wasn't for necessities necessarily. Like, sure, of course I would buy food and gas and things with it, but I wasn't ever gonna starve to death if I like missed a shift at Blockbuster, right? So it wasn't a stressful way of being employed. It was money that I needed. And by the way, let me tell you about the state of the economy and when I graduated high school in 2005. And like, not for nothing, I don't actually know the state of the economy because I was a child. You know, I was 18 in 2005. My dad used to say it was going to hell in a handbasket, but Lord only knows what comparatively. I just wasn't informed enough or knowledgeable enough to make a call about it. All I knew was, you know, my first day of high school was 9/11. So that was pretty much my teenager life. And a lot of my, not a lot, but some, good handful of people I know, you know, wound up going off to war, which is scary when you're a kid, of course, when you're any age. But anyway, I digress. My point is that my dad, when I was going to college, which was in 2005, the fall of 2005, I started college. He insisted to me that I could not have a job. Any job. Oh, motherfucker. Sorry, I hate this shit. It's so annoying. I should have known better. I thought I was safe. I wasn't. That's why I'm freezing. I'm standing in snow. It's all making sense. Right. So he basically told me I wasn't allowed to have a job because my job was to be good at school. And that way I would get a really super sweet job after school. And then I could worry about having a job. But for the time being, I wasn't allowed to have a job. I got a job anyway because I wanted my own money. And I thought what he said was dumb. And he didn't know it at the time. In hindsight, it was not good advice. He couldn't have known it. But yeah, things didn't work out that way. But whatever. So I got a job anyway. Had my own money anyway. But I never graduated when I graduated from law school. I'm going on a rant today, you guys. None of this is fun and nothing good is happening on this world. This has been a lackluster exploration so far. Maybe we'll come across something cool. Let's hope. But anyway, until then, I'm going to tell you about my life. When I graduated from law school, we were deep in a recession. Obama was president by then, but I had only been president for a year and change. Because it was Obama 08, right? He was elected, so he probably took the presidency in January of 09, and I graduated college in 09. Okay, so I graduated law school in 2012, so he'd been president for a while, but it wasn't good. The recession was still, we were coming out of it, but it wasn't good at all. And I was lucky, very, very, very lucky, because I had found a guy, like basically a strip mall lawyer, who I think was sort of oblivious to all of this somehow. So he was paying me, minimum wage was like $7. He was paying me $10 an hour to work for him, which was like an unbelievable amount of money to me at the time. And most of my class couldn't find jobs at all. And I know some of them just like sort of never did anything with their law degree, which of course is perfectly fine. Like, there are many reasons you could get a law degree. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a practicing lawyer. Personally, I wouldn't recommend getting a law degree unless you want to be a practicing lawyer. I think it's a waste of money, but you can go other directions for sure that don't involve lawyering. But that wasn't why my classmates weren't getting jobs. It wasn't like, oh, I just did this because I felt like it, and now I'm gonna go do something else, which is what I really wanted to do all along. Like, no. But we're looking for jobs and couldn't find anything. Anything. It was brutal. And I got my job at my current firm, which almost doubled my salary. But I got it because not only was I in school full-time and working part-time and doing externships part-time, I was putting in so much effort to apply, and I know that doesn't mean anything necessarily. Like, I had a friend at the time who was like, well, you should just get it. Like, she just, like, didn't get it. She didn't understand. She worked for her dad. And she was like, well, I don't, like, if you just send out a resume, they should hire you. And it's like, well, no. I've gotten most jobs that I've interviewed for, but not every single one, but most of them. But I'm like, dude, no, you have to, like, put your skin into the game a little bit. You can't just expect, like, someone is going to trip over themselves to give you a job when you're just starting out. Like, if you're very experienced and bringing something niche or important to the table, absolutely. But if you are, as I was at that time, and just trying to put anything on your resume that makes you hireable, you take what you can get. You got your foot in the door. Get a little experience. If you quit in a year, you quit in a year. But, you know, that was not working out for everybody either. And I did get very lucky. And I guess my point of this rant is I think I deserve to get a facial once a month. I think I'm okay. I think I've earned it. But I'm also perfectly okay if someone was like, you know what, you've got to make do on less. I can do it because I've done it. Will I miss my facial girl? Absolutely. But will I be like, how shall I live on rice and beans? Well, rice and beans are pretty good, honestly. But if I can't crackle prosciutto over my homemade pizza, it'll be fine. But if I can't go to my Pilates class, I would be very sad, actually. I might find a way to try to get to Pilates class. But resilience is something that you can learn for yourself. That's the moral of my tale. And I think an apropos one. I think this is the most resilient Minecrafting I've ever done. Although this has become, I just like, give me something cool. Is that a ship? No, it's probably just dirt. It's dirt. Our first, like, explorations were so, like, jam-packed of cool stuff. And there doesn't seem to be too much on the outer edges of this, you know, off the main map. I guess I did find some cool stuff to the east, but we're also not looking that hard today. I'm just literally ranting into this microphone. I hope that's what my audience likes, because I don't know what else they could possibly like about these videos. I really do admire some of the cinematic stuff that people do in Minecraft, though. Like, even just the people who make just, like, sort of general building videos, but add a little, you know, 3-minute, like, mini movie with some cinematic value. And of course, there's, like, the big time guys who get, like, a bajillion views, who are making basically movies every time they post, with scripts and sets and all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's so cool. I think it's so cool. I don't know that I'll ever do it. Like, I suppose I would never say never, but as it sits right now, I'm doing the exact amount of editing that I can tolerate. And I can't imagine doing like a take. You know, like, oh, I didn't say that quite right. Like, cut. No, that's not, no, I'm just gonna yap. Probably say a lot of dumb stuff. I probably said a ton of see? I've probably said a ton of dumb stuff in the past however many hours. Probably 2 hours we've been playing. And I promise you I'll say a lot more dumb stuff anytime there's a microphone in front of my face, or just when there's not also. Here's another rant from an old lady. People are so uncomfortable with doing dumb stuff anymore that everything is boring. I think some of the millennials' key like developmental moments were doing dumb stuff. I have done the dumbest things you can possibly imagine in front of like particularly my college friends, my high school friends too. But they sort of mashed together at some point since we were obviously all college aged at the same time also. But when I tell you my most embarrassing moments were actually, you know, sure, actually at the time, I'm talking about college these days. College these days, that doesn't make any sense. I'm talking about college right now. When I was in college and I would do dumb stuff. It was almost like a dare. It was almost like who could be the dumbest? Like who could like theoretically embarrass themselves the most in the pursuit of making your friend laugh or just having like a silly night that we could all talk about the next day. Like, my God, me and my friends did so much embarrassing stuff, but we were never embarrassed by it. It was just socializing. And it could have been anything. It could have been, I'm not even going to give examples, honestly. I'm not going to give examples. I'm not here to incriminate anybody. But people who were around at the time understand what I mean. They know exactly what I'm talking about. And I think that just like the inability to not take yourself seriously is missing anymore. And I think everything being filmed is a huge part of it. Like when I was high school, I wouldn't have even happened. I was still using disposable cameras in high school. I think my first ever purchase on a credit card was a digital camera. And I think I opened a Target credit card when I turned 18 because I was working at Target at the time. And I wanted a digital camera and I put the credit card on the camera and it was like $100 something. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to pay this off? But then I was like, I don't care. The mind of an 18-year-old, right? So my point is, this is cool. What's over here? Sorry, I got distracted. This is cool. Why is it lit up? What's lighting you up? What is it? More square fish. I'm mesmerized by the square fish. What are they meant to be? What is glowing? What's happening? Ooh. Hello. Okay, all right. We can get up that way. Let's do it. Anyway, it's a major faux pas, I think. It certainly was at the time, and I think it still is among my age group, to film anybody when they're wasted, when they're doing something stupid. To put it on the internet would be an egregious breach of protocol. Sorry? And like all that being said, yeah, I put some really embarrassing things on the online on Facebook at the time. But honestly, nothing that I like if my boss saw it, I'd be like, yeah, I was, 19 or whatever, like get over it. Nothing that I would ever be like, this cannot see the light of day. But the worst moments, like the worst of the worst moments, the drunkest moments, the, whatever moments that most people would not want the internet to have access to, it was a code. You didn't put that on the internet. You didn't put it on Facebook. If you tag somebody in a Facebook picture and they said, I really don't want this up there, what is that? You took it down. You took it down. Even if it was the funniest picture you took of the whole night and everyone else thought it was funny, if someone said, I don't want this picture of me up, you took it down. And it's not possible anymore. Like, once it's out, it's out. And so I can't blame other generations for not necessarily being as carefree about that kind of stuff as we were. But at the same time, whatever happened to people like respecting boundaries when it comes to putting things on the internet, honestly? God, we used to go out. Sometimes I wouldn't even bring my phone. It's not like we had Uber. I don't even know how we got home half the time. I'm sure in someone's car who shouldn't have been driving, but that's a different story about something else. But it's not like I was already with all my friends. So I didn't need to call anybody. There wasn't a need to call an Uber. Like I said, it wasn't something that we had. We would just manage somehow. It's called resourcefulness, you guys. But that's a cool shot. Look at this. I kind of love it here. I'm glad we came this way. But anyway, it's sad to me because a way to know that you've made a friend is when you're your dumbest self in front of them and they're still like, this is cool. I will hang out with you again. And if you can't be your dumbest self in front of somebody, they're not your friend. What are they? Can someone explain? What are these guys? Hi. What are they? What are they? Someone help me. What is it? Oh, zombies coming. I don't want to hurt these squares. I don't know what they are, but I don't want to hurt them. Are they aliens? I've never seen so many. They're usually in a pod, like in a group. But what are they doing? What are they for? Oh, a potato. Don't mind if I do. Should I Google this? I might. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna Google it. I fear, everyone, that I will not find an answer. But I want to know what they are. I'll have to find out a different time because the answer is not readily available. It's like, what are they talking about? Can I talk to you guys? Will you be my friend? No. Oh, man. Jeez. Okay. Just go. Oh yeah, we've been up here, but it's not a way out. Well, I'm stoked on this. You can just drop some torches down here for good measure. We've barely used any torches. Could go down there, but I feel like I kind of want to do something with this area since it's pretty cool. And I think that our adventure may, in this cave, may be best undertaken on another day. Where did I come from? Lost already. What else is new? This way? Maybe. Maybe not. We can probably get out this way, though. Yeah. Alright, let's be on our way. I think this is really cool. I wonder what this pillar was for. I wonder what these blocks are talking about. There's a mystery to unfold here. Like, this looks like it should be a statue to something, you know? I don't think I want to jump down there. I mean, I could. Didn't even hurt. Also, I literally almost had a panic attack. Not that we got anything that great on our trip, but like, oh boy. Your friends are upstairs. Square guys. Have fun. Alright, where are we? I mean, this is pretty cool though. I think this is worth exploring on a different day, but I also think it is not the spot for our next build. Our next base. But man, the lush caves in this world. See if I'm anywhere on any map. Not on this map. Not on the start map. I'm somewhere else. Ooh. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay, just turned into boring rock. It looked really cool, and then it was boring. Fantastic. Lava. Okay, this is like a huge landmass, and there's clearly still lush cave happening in here. This is definitely a spot to remember. But for now, I think I just want to go home. You know what? I thought we could just kind of zip back the way we came, but this is clearly like a much bigger piece of land than I expected. So let's retrace our steps. This is cool though, guys. Very, very cool. And I do want to explore this. And overall, I'm glad we took a peek about this area. All right, so we're heading north, more or less. Is that just rotten flesh? Gross. Somebody more talented than me would do something so cool with this. Alas. Alright. Now at least I know where we are. We can get home from here. And I maybe yapped out, guys. We went on a variety of topics. The law, morality, generational divides. Pretty much nothing about Minecraft since nothing happened. So I promise my next video, I'll only talk about building. Unless something cool happens before then, and then I'll talk about that. I'm like in my personal life. Or unless I feel very strongly about a topic that I would decide I want to rant on, then I'll just rant about it while we build. In case anybody wanted to know, the partiers are partying, and I love that for them. Those square fish are everywhere. I need to find out what they are. I just remembered I have to put sheets back on my bed. I'm really upset about it. I was gonna silently sail home and cut this out, but now I'm gonna complain. I can hear that my laundry's done. And I know I stripped my bed like hours ago. And I didn't put sheets on it. And now I have to go get up and put sheets on it. That's it. Thanks. Bye. Okay, guys, we're home. And I'm so excited to check on our llamas. Oh my god, I hope they're doing okay. Let's park our boat. Not there. I'm steering with one hand. I lost control of myself for a second. Huh? Llamas? Did you miss me? Oh my god, look at them. They're majestic. Hello. I love you. Oh, well, you'll learn to love me, don't worry, or else. Anyway. Let's put our stuff away. Let's talk about our feelings. And let's go to sleep. I'm tired in real life. Like I told you guys I have stuff to do tomorrow. There's always stuff to do. Okay, we got some good armor that we found. We have this bow that I'm gonna smash with... I don't know, this bow, that's fine. We barely mined anything. We're gonna have to go on a good mining trip soon. We got arrows. Those go in there. What goes in here? Meat. Yeah. Rotten flesh. Great. Paper. My maps. There's no room for maps. Uh-oh. Well, that's because this doesn't go here. I've got to name this anyway, so I'll keep it out for now. What's in this? Bones. Leaves. More rotten flesh. Okay. And an apple. Great. What else? What else? What else? Sorry, I got confused. That was my fault. That can go in here. Obsidian. Lodestone. This thingy goes in there. Bones, leaves. Snow. A place for everything, except not really, because we are just running out of road when it comes to storage. There's a wolf somewhere around here. It might be downstairs, actually. Can this fit in here? No. Can this fit in here? No. So I guess it's going in here with the dirt and the fence. Can't forget about my cod. Oh, right. Okay. Gotta go back down here. This goes in here. This goes in here. We are going to put... Nope. We're going to put this with this to make that. Now that's inventory management, people. I know. Una. Okay. And now we're going to sleep. That was fun. It was fine. It was okay. Next time, I think we're going to scout out our place for our build and start building. So until then, I'm going to bed. Have a good night. And I'll talk to you later.